Hey everybody, 8-Bit Josh here, and welcome back to Planet Zoo and Wildlife World. And today, we have another update video for you, and this is because, actually our South American area is now complete. It seemed like it came together really fast, but so the last thing we added is this here, which is our jaguar habitat, and it looks pretty good. I really like it. So we're gonna take a look at kind of how this habitat is laid out, and then we'll take a look at the rest of Paso del Valle, which is the South American area. But yeah, so if we start out at the front of the habitat, which is here, so it's kind of a simple little, like we have just like a really simple bridge here that goes over like a little water feature. And then the guests have two ways that they can watch the jaguar. So they have sort of the main building here, which also has some conservation boards so they can get some education, and we can get that education rating up. But yeah, so they can stand over here if they would like, and they can kind of look out sort of a little bit closer to ground level. They can do the same thing over here as well. So I put like a scratching post here. We can actually see one of the jaguars swimming right there. So, you know, I put this right in front of the window so that, you know, guests have a easy way to see the jaguars when they come over here to use this, which he might be, no, it's kind of passing, but that's okay. And then the other way is, so we have this little bridge here. And so you know how I like to do these habitat areas for guests where it's kind of inside the habitat itself. And so that's what we have here. And it's literally right in the middle of the habitat. So, you know, as a guest, you can kind of look out over this way. See our jaguar friend there. He's kind of just walking around, chilling. You can look out this way. So if the jaguars are climbing around on these rocks here, put another enrichment item there, so you know the jaguars have a reason to actually come up here, which they do. They do climb up there. And then so I really like this. Oh, we got a little baby jaguar. Oh, is he gonna climb up the post? Where are you going, dude? There he goes. Yay, climb, little dude, climb. Well, I was gonna show you the other part of this, but since this guy's climbing around, we'll take a look at this now. So we have this this climbing area here, and so we have some rocks, and then they can climb up this way. Obviously, as we just saw, they can climb up these posts as well. We have a nice little platform up here. I put some scent markers, which the game says that the jaguar, like if you filter on the jaguar species, these don't come in. But and here comes either mama or dad, I don't know which one. But yeah, so I put it there anyway just in case, because I feel like that's still a thing. Like I feel like jaguars would still be interested in like a little blood scent enrichment item, but maybe not. But anyway, then also, as we kind of just saw the adult jaguar, we have a cool little climbing thing over here, and it goes right over top the guest viewing area. And I did that intentionally with the glass, so when they do come up here as a guest, you can see the jaguars, which I thought was really cool. And then again, it bridges out over this way. We have another little platform, and then it kind of bridges down. And then this is the area that I was going to show before we saw the cub climbing up. For this roof part, I actually had to put, trying to get like a good view of it here. Sorry for the wonky camera work. I had to put these like little barriers here because I realized the jaguars, they actually do jump down from this railing sometimes and walk around on the roof itself, which, I mean, it makes sense, but I guess I didn't anticipate it when we were building it. And so it was actually creating an escape point because they just walked across the top of the bridge. They could get on the roof here and then allow them to escape. So we just put these here, just some simple, little barriers, and it works. It works perfectly. We put these 2 trees on either side, which kind of concealed them because it looked kind of goofy at first, like these just like sticking up in the middle there. But one of the things I wanted to do with this habitat is I really wanted it to be like a thick, lush, jungly looking habitat. And I think we achieved that pretty well. I mean, as you can see, there's just trees and plants everywhere. It's just very thick, jungly looking. I really love these trees here with like the really long limbs and how they kind of, when you place it here, they kind of grow out over the little stream. This guy looks like he's kind of interested in it. I don't know if this tree is a climbable tree, but we'll see, I suppose. But yeah, this is our jaguar habitat. I think it turned out really well. I'm super happy with it. So then leading up to the jaguar habitat, we have this fun little round building here. And one of the things we also had to do was put in the red-eyed tree frog. So this is a multifunctional building. As you can see, we have the red-eyed tree frog exhibit here. So first thing you see when you walk down this way is you'll be able to see the frogs. But then as you go around, we have, that's information. We have a Missy Good donut, so if you want to get a tasty donut, and we have coffee, because you're gonna have donuts, you gotta have some coffee, right? But this was like, I didn't really know what I wanted to build when I built this building, so I don't know, it's a little strange looking maybe, but I think overall it turned out pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with it. I like how it's sort of round and the guests can go around every side of it. And then coming off this way, so this is one of the other entry areas or entrance areas, and this is coming off the Congo section. So this is the mandrill habitat. Over here are the lemurs. So if you're walking around this way, you're in the Congo area. If I can there we go. So there we go. And this is the same like archway that we put in the front part of Paso del Vale. So you can walk down this way. And then the jaguars are right to your right. We have the red-eyed tree frogs. And we come around this way. And one thing I wanted to do with this area is really make the whole thing seem secluded, and really try to, like, each area of the zoo is sort of confined to its own little space. So, you really can't see anywhere else in the zoo other than, like, if you look right through there, you can't see anything back around that way. Our staff area is behind, like, all these rocks, so we covered those up. Another thing I really like is this little toilet block that's sort of built into the side of this hill here. I thought that turned out really cool. And kind of really cool and really, like, kind of new, unique. And then, yeah, if you're a staff, you can come back here. And then we have, like, our usual kind of staff area. If you've watched enough of these episodes, you know how we do our staff buildings. Really try to make them look a little bit more generic, a little more industrial in their kind of design. So, that's pretty much standard to what we've been doing throughout Wildlife World. And then we head back this way. If you watched the last episode, you probably saw this. So this is Llama Land with 2 L's, and very loosely inspired by Machu Picchu, mostly with this spot back here. But really, I just wanted this to be like a more open area. We have these like cool steps here. We have a fun little water feature. And then This little like sort of temple ruin building, I built it and I think it looks really cool, except for it's like in the back part of the zoo. So like the guests aren't really ever going to see that, but that's okay. Another thing we did, which is a new addition, is we finally got our waterfall in here. So if you've seen the last few episodes, you know that this has just been, there's been nothing here. There was just water here, and then nothing there. So we finally finished that, and I think it turned out really, really good. And it's exactly what I wanted. I wanted the sort of sides of the waterfall to be a little bit more of a cascading waterfall. And then in the middle, I just wanted it like a straight down. And I actually originally intended it for the waterfall to go all the way across, but as we were building it, I was like, you know, it would actually be kind of cool if we had some terrain and rocks in the middle. So yeah, I just built up this like little rock structure, put a tree in it so it looks like it's growing out, and I think it turned out really cool. As best as you can make waterfalls in this game, because making the waterfall itself is easy because they did such a good job with the waterfall effects. It's really making the transition from your water source to the waterfall. So you just kind of have to use some trickery with objects, rocks, and plants and things. And then we continued on with so this is our cascading stream, and I used foam effects to make the water appear as if it's flowing downstream. And we continued that this way as well. So using these rocks and stuff to sort of conceal the foam water effects, I feel like it gives the illusion that the water is flowing this direction. And then we did the same thing down here too, because obviously water coming off of a waterfall is going to be flowing pretty fast. So we added that around the rocks there. If you watch the last couple episodes, you know, we have our ruined bridge here, and we put some of like the temple pieces at the bottom. So I did the same thing with the foam effects around there. And then, yeah, so we have the waterfall coming off the llamas, and then nothing else down that way yet. And we'll get to that in a moment. And then we kind of come back around. So if you've watched the last few episodes, you've already seen this area, but we'll show it again. This is the anteater, obviously. And then, again, this is like our little kind of South American alley back here with our buildings and some shops there. We have our capuchin monkeys, and again, you can see like going for that sort of secluded look. You know, you can't see anything other than where you are, right? You just can't. One thing that like made my heart stop during the stream is, so these buildings, these are all just a facade. Well, I had the individual facade pieces saved over here, and I was like, oh, I don't need those anymore because we used them. So I selected them and deleted them, went about our business making, I think for like the next hour, we were working on the waterfall. And I just randomly came over here and noticed that all of this that's highlighted now was gone. And I realized that the facade pieces that were over here I deleted, they were all still part of the same blueprint. And like I tell you, my heart just sank because I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to like rebuild that. But luckily I had saved these, the facades that were over there by themselves, which I can show you here. So like they were over here, and I had saved them as a blueprint. Well, luckily, because they were all still attached, the blueprint included the front of this. So luckily, I didn't have to rebuild it. I just had to place it again and just kind of line it up to where it was before. And I think I did pretty good. Like this is, I spent a little bit of time placing this and adjusting it to make it line up. And I think I did pretty good. It's looking good. But so to save myself, I have two separate blueprints. I have the facade pieces over here, and then I have the front of that building. So you can kind of see, so this is what I had in place. But anyway, that is just, I don't know. I thought you guys might like to hear that story. And then, yeah, so this is the front of it, which you guys have seen. So that is Paso del Valle. That's our South American area. All of this right here, very jungly, very thick and green. And it's exactly what I wanted and what you wanted, what we all wanted. So the next, I think, kind of big project we're gonna have is we are gonna add the train ride, this guy here. And it's basically going to go around the entire outside of the zoo. So that's going to be our next big project. If you're ever, wanting to watch us build in this zoo live, make sure you check out my Twitch channel. The link is down below. It's always in the description below. Even if you don't, I will always have these update videos for you. And I think that's pretty much it for this episode. So as always, be sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I am 8-Bit Josh, and thanks for watching. See ya.